Hey there, happy day 1162 of What's Up to Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting my journey as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world. 40, I don't know, I want to say 47 years of experience. Started my first business when I was 13 and then went to school and had businesses through school, went to college, had businesses through college. Went to corporate America for over a quarter century, had businesses on the side while I was in corporate America. Learned it from my dad, probably one of the best things I've ever learned from him. Learned a lot of very amazing lessons from my dad, and I so appreciate it now as an adult. Didn't necessarily appreciate it when I was a teenager and he was teaching me some lessons, but do appreciate it as an adult. So a few years ago, I had the opportunity to come online. I had just gotten divorced, was separating all of our businesses and assets. We had lots of businesses together, my ex-husband and I. So we separated those, and I found myself in a unique position. I was like too old to want to go back to doing things that I'd done before, but not old enough to say, I'm going to throw in the towel. I'm just going to coast and live the rest of my life and travel and just have fun and do nothing, because for some of us work is fun. And one of the things my dad did bless me with was the love of creating things, doing work, being entrepreneurial, being involved and active in my life and the world around me. And so it wasn't even an option for me to just say, yeah, I'm done. I'd always been curious about the online world. When I was in corporate America, there was no internet when I was going to school and growing up. I remember doing computer punch cards. We had this giant computer that was the size of a gymnasium when I went to college, and we actually did punch cards. Does anybody even remember what those are? Now our cell phones, our, personal devices are more powerful than, 10 of those computers back in the days when I was in college. So been through a lot of transitions, a lot of things with the internet, with technology, but especially with the internet. I'd been curious about it, but I really didn't have the time and the energy to look into it, explore it, or hire people to do that for me back in my old and other life. Or I just chose not to make it a priority. And then once I had the opportunity, I'm like, hey, I've always been curious about this. I'm going to hop on. I'm going to see what it's all about. I'm going to see what I can do, what I can learn. And ideally, I would like to duplicate my offline success online. Now, I'm still talking 1,160, did I say 62 days later? So obviously I have not achieved that milestone, that goal yet. And then guess what? When I achieve that goal, I'm going to blow it out of the water and do something else, right? Because that's what I like to do. I don't like to just stand still, although I've been kind of in a standstill mode since COVID, and I'm kind of kicking myself because I've been doing a lot of stuff and I'm continuing to move forward. This is our 7th Get Up and Go challenge today. We talked about the 7 different areas of our life, our priority areas, as well as this year, I'm adding to this. I'm adding, I learned this from Tony Robbins literally 4 decades ago, and he got it from Jim Rohn, I think, and who got it from probably Andrew Carnegie or, one of those, early teachings, or Napoleon Hill, because it's the same things that if you study personal development at all, you start to run across the same themes and you start to hear the same things over and over again. Now, wouldn't it be nice if the first time we heard it, we actually took action and did it and applied it in our life? Yes, but it doesn't happen that way. As humans, sometimes we need to hear things 100 times or 1,000 times and be exposed to it before we actually take action and apply it in our life. And this is one of those things that I've applied sporadically throughout my life, but especially over the last year as I've been doing this Get Up and Go challenge. I've applied it and I've done it, and I have really made massive progress in each of these areas because I'm concentrating on them every other month. I'm for sure going through reprioritizing, analyzing, checking back with my goals and my long-term goals, and making sure that I'm on track, that I'm doing a little thing every day to move me toward that. So what are those areas, and what am I adding this year? There are, of course, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, and contribution. And I'm making this C a C3 this year, and I'm doing a lot of coaching I've got a coach in the areas of communication and confidence, because those, to me, are foundational things that impact all the other areas and aspects of our life. If I can communicate my needs better, it improves my mental and my emotional and probably my physical, my relationships, and my financial situation. And that means that I can contribute more to the world. Physically, too, it's going to improve my situation. If I can increase my confidence, it's going to impact all those areas and aspects of my life as well. So I'm not sure that I'll call it 9 categories. I think I'm just going to make it C3, and those are foundational, but I'm adding that to this 7th round of the Get Up and Go Challenge because I think it's that important. I think that it's not just about communicating with other people, although that's critical and important as well, but the communications that we have with ourselves. Doing the one thing every day that centers you challenge this year. Every year for the last 4 years, I've picked a centering theme, or I guess an annual theme, and done a daily. And I found these little journal books up at the cabin, and I'm like, okay, these are awesome. I actually didn't find the first one. Excuse me. I didn't find the first one up at the cabin. I'd already had that one, but up at the cabin in the summers, I started looking for these. After I did one thing every day that scares me, I was like, all right, what am I going to do after I'm done with this? Because now I've gotten hooked on doing daily videos and doing a daily challenge and challenging myself to stretch my comfort zone every day. What am I going to do after that? So about, 2/3 of the way through the year up at the cabin, I found they had a whole series of these little journal books there. And I thought, okay, well, these are great things to be a challenge, an annual challenge. So the next one I did was do one thing every day that makes you happy, because in 2019, I was like, okay, I just have finalized my divorce, been doing different things, getting rid of all of our joint assets together. Last thing was our home, our family home, when we raised our kids, and was the last thing that I had to do, and we had to separate. And what's it called when you get rid of something? Divest ourselves of. So it was a good year to focus on being happier. Then last year, COVID-19, chaos, pandemonium, craziness hit, and I found myself hanging out with a 4-year-old every day, 5 days a week. And fortunately, I don't know why, but I had selected that I wanted to have more fun in 2020. Now, I don't know about you, but 2020, the only reason it was more fun is because I got to hang out with my 4-year-old granddaughter. Otherwise, I think it would have been just crazy. I would have figured something out, because I always do, but it would have been a lot more miserable had I not had her to hang out with 5 days a week, and had we not been doing this fun little challenge. Now, we would have found fun things to do every day, but it was nice that I'd already decided that we were going to focus on something fun every single day. And then this year, we're running out of these journal books. Some of them, there's one about creativity, which is really hard to translate into video as far as I'm concerned. And with my vision challenges, it's kind of hard to share and draw and do a lot of those things. So I picked, and luckily they came out with another one, do one thing every day that centers you. And centering is all about, to me, getting to know yourself better, understanding yourself better, communicating with other people, but also communicating with yourself. So communicating with myself, it just seemed like a great coaching program to pop into. I haven't done a coaching program with someone else for a couple of years, and I miss it. I like I've always had mentors and coaches in my life. And so I was like, all right, yep, I'm ready to have in a specific area. And so the specific area that I'll be working on personally this year is confidence and communication, so that I communicate better. I can talk a lot, but it doesn't mean it's what the people I'm here to serve want to hear. And so my goal this year is to get to be a much better communicator to the people that I'm here to serve. Might not speak to you or your brother or your uncle or your cousin, but it's for the people that I'm here to serve. And I want to get very, very clear on that this year. And that means focusing on communication, focusing on confidence, focusing on doing the things, again, that stretch my comfort zone and help me to grow and be a better human being. Our challenge today was to prioritize those 7 areas and aspects of our life. And every day in the Get Up and Go Challenge, I share a quick lesson. I've been over 10 minutes a couple of times. It's only day 4, but yesterday was only 7 something, so that was pretty good. And today, I haven't seen how long it is yet today, but I'm trying to keep it under 10 minutes. So nobody has the excuse to say, I don't have 10 minutes a day to listen to this. 30 days times 10 minutes, that's 300 minutes. That's 5 hours. Oh my God, I don't have an extra 5 hours in the month to make my life work for me. And then if that's the position, I can't help you. I can't help you if you don't think that you're worth spending 10 minutes to a half an hour a day on yourself and your life and creating what it is that you want, putting in a method that handles challenges and change in a way that automatically guarantees you're going to get better results than you had before you face that challenge or change. I'm not the person that can help. And maybe it's just a timing thing. Sometimes we hear things and it's not the right time for us. Opportunities and wisdom circulate around us all the time. But until we're open to seeing those things, It's as if we don't even see them. I learned this with my ex-husband. I used to tell him stuff all the time. I'd talk to him all the time and tell him things. And he would swear up and down that I never told him things, that I never told him certain things that I was like, I thought I was going crazy. And I started writing down when I told him stuff to check and make sure that I wasn't not telling him, and I just thought I was telling him in my head. And I realized it was like a blow to the brain that, oh my gosh, the reason he thought I didn't tell him things is because when I said them, if he didn't want to hear them, he literally did not hear them. If he didn't want to see something, he literally didn't want to see it. Then I realized, guess what? We're all that way. We all are exactly that way. We see what we want to see. We see what we look for. I think they call it confirmation bias these days. We look for the things that match our current beliefs, our current thoughts and feelings and ideas and beliefs about something. And anything that doesn't match that, our subconscious brain automatically filters out. And we actually physically do not see it or hear it or smell it or taste it. Our senses will just block it out entirely if it doesn't match our beliefs. And if our subconscious is like, nope, I don't need to see any of that because the way I am right now, the way I think, my beliefs are keeping me safe. And it's all about, it's not if it's right or wrong, true or false, bad or good for us. It keeps us in the status quo. It keeps us safe. Our subconscious, its whole job is just keep us automatically working and functioning and surviving in life, right? Our subconscious is in charge of our heart, our blood flow, our breathing, everything. And so its primary function is just to keep us alive and hopefully safe. And so anything that is outside of that and doesn't match with what we consider safe and what our subconscious considers safe, it doesn't even register. It does not even register. So, working on that. Our idiom for today, for Supersize Your Business, was you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar, even if it's good balsamic vinegar or caramel balsamic vinegar or any of those vinegars. And I've actually experimented with this because I learned on the internet back in my food business days that in order to catch fruit flies or phorid flies, which seem to appear semi-annually, or drain flies, no matter how clean we were, every once in a while we would get them, and maybe not annually, maybe every 5 or 6 years we'd get some fruit flies. I'm like, what the heck's going on? And maybe it came in with some produce, maybe it came in with different things that we were using in the food business. But I was looking for ways to get rid of fruit flies, and lo and behold, the internet is a treasure trove of information. Anything you want to know these days, we really don't have excuses. I mean, as much as we think life has gotten louder and harder, it's actually gotten so much easier if we just block out the noise and we focus on what it is that we really want. Anything you want to do, anything you want to learn, anything you want to figure out, you can almost look online or go on the internet or find a YouTube about it. It's kind of mind-boggling to me. People say, I don't know what to do. I'm like, how can you not know what to do? All you have to do is ask Google or ask one of the search engines, and I ask in my voice and it gives me an answer. And it gives me usually millions of answers, if not thousands of answers or tens of thousands of answers. And it's just a matter of picking one, go down the list until you find the one that resonates and feels right for you. And then just do that thing, read that thing, watch that thing, listen to that YouTube video, but don't say, I don't know what to do. So often we convince ourselves we don't know what to do, but the truth is we always know what to do. We always do. We just use that as an excuse, and a lot of people will buy it. Oh, I'm busy. I don't know what to do. This is too hard. No, it's just stuff we tell ourselves to keep us from moving forward. So our idiom was, you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. So true. You can, if you want to get what you want, it's a matter of giving more people what they want, serving people, giving value, being a good human being. You can be an asshole and be successful, but are you really successful? Up to you. I think that you can make the world a better place. We can all get what we want without having to hurt other people. We can all get what we want without having to harm and be terrible to other people. And I have found in my career and in my life that when I'm kind and I treat other people the way I want to be treated, I in return get what I want. Might not be from that exact person or that individual or that situation, but what I want comes to me so much faster than if I am clawing and fighting and feeling like there's not enough and I have to get my piece of the pie and I have to steal it and make sure that other people don't get it and I have to kill the competition and do those things. I've never My heart's never been in that. And it's because that's not my purpose. It's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to destroy other people or to damage things or to get as much power and greed and money and whatever for myself. I'm here to positively impact the world and make the world a better place. And I realized everybody isn't here for that. That isn't everyone's mission and purpose. Some people are here just to scratch and claw and survive and get what they need and get what they want, no matter what. Other people want to make the world a better place. And it's up to us. We get to decide and we get to change our mind. When I was younger, it was all about money, business, success, not power, but making a difference and taking care of my family. And mostly taking care of my family, even before making a difference. It's like, yep, I wanted to have great products and services, but I wanted to have that so I could take care of my family. That was my overriding desire. And now as my family's grown up and they're doing their own thing and they're amazing human beings, my focus and my emphasis has shifted and changed. And it's not about surviving and competition and taking care of my family as much as what am I here for? What am I here to impact? Who am I here to impact? How can I make the biggest difference in the time I have left here on the planet? I'm past that middle age mark. And so, I don't know anybody that's living to be 122 years old yet. So what am I here to do? How am I here to serve? And how do I do that in a way that positively impacts the most people? That's literally my overriding desire and purpose right now. So that's it. That's what I'm working on. It is Easter Sunday, so I'm going to go hang out with some amazing family members that we haven't gotten to spend anywhere near enough time with given this whole last pandemic year, COVID and things. So I'm going to enjoy my family today. I encourage you to do the same. I'd like to invite you to join me and others on the Get Up and Go challenge. This is the final free 30+ day challenge I'm going to do for under the Get Up and Go moniker. I might continue to do something with Get Up and Go, but it's probably going to be different and morph into something different. It was imperative, I think, and it saved me through the COVID-19 pandemic, that as things are changing and the world's changing, I think we're to the point where we understand that a lot of the nonsense that happened with COVID-19 isn't going away anytime soon. A lot of the political environment and stuff, it's unacceptable to many of us, but it's not going away anytime soon. So we can focus on the things that we can control and work on those and make the world a better place, or we can focus on what isn't working or what we're upset about in the world. And I say that doesn't do me any good. That just sucks out my energy and my life force, and I don't want to do that. I'm gonna work on what it is that I can control, and that is pretty much me. All of us, pretty much all we can control is ourselves and how we respond to things. So I'm focusing on that in 2021, and I invite you to do the same. All right, have an awesome day. I will be with you tomorrow to share what you're up to now as I transition from the brick and mortar world to the online world. Take care. Bye. Have a happy Easter if you celebrate Easter.